Hi guys, welcome back. It's UK here with another vid. Actually, this is a response to about 3 videos of late. This morning specifically, Sean Connor's video, a vid the other day from, let me just make sure I get this name right, Bit3 Gamer Gal, and a vid from about 2 months, I think, just thereabouts, from, I believe it's Emergent Play. But it's all the same topic, it's all, female gamers. First thing I did after watching your vid, Sean, was to check my subscriber thing, as you did, and apparently I have 100% male subscribers, which I found a little odd, because I'm sure there's 2 or 3 female subscribers I've got, unless they've suddenly upped and vanished recently. But I've been quite lucky, I think, in that in my time I've had female players. The first group that I joined, or kind of co-started, I suppose, when I left school, was basically the wife of the guy whose house we played at. She's not a geek, she wasn't a gamer or anything like that, but she would on occasion, pull up a chair and sit down for an evening. And she'd have just as much fun as everyone else, but it wasn't her sort of thing. But I think she did it because we were friends, and her husband was playing. But never any problems. And I've got 2 young ladies playing at the moment. One has been playing with us for several years, and the other is a friend of hers who has recently joined over the last, I think, 3 months. But one thing that sets these 3 women in common, which might be a bit different to other people's experiences, is that they are all basically ladettes. There's no awkwardness at the table because the guys are suddenly joined by a woman. They give just as good as they get, and they'll often come up with the topics that you wouldn't expect a woman to do so at a gaming table. I don't know. I just think we gel a little bit more, but then that's maybe because times have moved on, and you haven't quite got the same issues you had 20 or 30 years ago when role-playing did its height. Which brings me to something that I wanted to raise in this. There's a couple of videos that I have favourited. Oh, there goes the cat. One is on, I think it's called Vimeo, a video which I shall link below. I'm just going to check the name for you, but it's called Enter the Dragon, Vimeo, and that's a look at a particular sort of like store gaming group, and they talk to a female gamer there, and one of the things she says at the beginning of the video is that there's this stereotype that girls don't play D&D, or if they do, they are horribly ugly and no social skills, or this sort of stuff. And I find that to be complete nonsense. The few times that I have met female gamers outside of the current group, they've never been anything of the sort. So maybe it is this stereotype the outside world has that has kind of crept in. Which brings me to the second video, which you can find here on YouTube. It's called the D&D Experience. It's a fairly lengthy video that covers all various different aspects of D&D. I shall also link that below. And they speak to a young lady in one of the groups they talk to there, and she says something like the reason that you might not get female players is because of women are more, I'm trying to think how she puts it, self-conscious of how they are viewed by their peer group, something like that. So you might have somebody who is interested in fantasy literature, they read Lord of the Rings or they read Game of Thrones or whatever, but they wouldn't jump into, they might be interested in the hobby, but they wouldn't get into it because how they would be perceived by their friends. They might be, depending on age or whatever, they might be ostracised by their so-called friends, or And I wonder whether that's quite a strong point of it. Guys, it doesn't really matter. We kind of shrug that sort of nonsense off and we carry on with it. But women might be a little bit more, I want to say, socially aware of the ramifications of the thing, which is what they've said about peer side of things, and that might be it, because I don't think the old problem of artwork exists anymore. 20, 30 years ago, during the height of AD&D, artwork on the books was terribly sexist. Men were always depicted as being beefy barbarians, or handsome knights in plate armour and blah. But women were always shown as either scantily clad sorceresses, or if they were warrior types, they were pretty much wearing armour that was little more than the archetypal chainmail bikini, with long legs and large breasts. And it's like that sort of stuff appeals to the young teenager sort of thing, or young adult in the male sort of thing at the time, but would turn women away. Whereas I don't see you have that as a problem anymore. The artwork these days in role-playing games is pretty much a lot more realistic and a lot more fair. So I wonder whether it is these particular things that have been raised here. It's the social side of it, and how they are perceived as opposed to anything else, I suppose. Anyway, that's my response. I shall make sure I link those two videos below. And sorry for waffling on a bit there. It's kind of trail of thought sort of thing. But thank you for the topics, everybody, and I look forward to seeing responses and what everyone else has to think on it. Until next time, take care and good gaming.